Hello everyone, George here, and we've got some work to do today in the video series known as Something Different. In this one, we're actually creating a holiday-themed game, or that is, we're taking one that we already currently have and making it more Christmas-oriented, let's put it that way. I've been given a list of models to create today and tomorrow, and I've got to generate all of these, get them UV'd and textured out so that we can place them within our game so we can ship it and release it on time for the holidays. So that being said, we need to jump on in and get this stuff done. So the first ones are up here for the morgue area, which is being replaced, it looks like, with a workshop. We need a workshop bench, a table, a seat, a stool, toys, and then tools for making toys. So let's just get this going. So to begin with, File, Open Scene, let us find the actual scene that we're working with, which is probably going to be scene 20. Now, this is the area that's being replaced. So rather than it being a morgue, which I'm going to select here, it is just Santa's little workshop. So let's go ahead and go to File, Export Selection. Whoops, just that, File, Export Selection. And FBX is down, my LT is better. Do that. Let's do Xmas. There we go. Go into here and do morgue. Now let's go to File, Open Scene, and open up the morgue. And don't save any of the changes that I've made. So now I've got something completely separate from anything else going on. We're going to hide away the walls for the moment so I actually know what I'm doing. And we're going to leave the floor because that's going to be my basis for what's going on. I'm guessing the benches are going to be here and here, which will replace the, what are they called? Cadaver locations, as well as all the tools and so forth. And the gas is going to go as well, so we can begin. Now I'm going to get rid of this, delete that as well. And those are the doors to allow you to enter, coming back over and around. Let us go back to things. So we need a workbench, a table. So a workbench, I guess, is maybe a grinding stone or something else along those lines. And a table is a place where a lot of people sit. The bench is part of the table itself. So let's go ahead and create some of these things, kind of going off that logic. Polygons, we're going to create a cube. You know what? Delete that cube. We're going to go to create. I'm tired of creating this way. Let's go to cube. And let's go to, let's see. Let's go to interactive creation right here. Now we'll do that again. So cube, I want to make one from the top view, frame up. By the way, I happen to be using my louder keyboard today. My other one unfortunately met a horrible demise due to Dr. Pepper and my 2-year-old son. So yeah, that happened and I'm not happy about it, but I am getting a new keyboard, and this time with green cherry keys, which means they're going to be even louder than the ones you hear now. So that's going to make it interesting for the stuff that we do. Let's divide this table on up, shift right click, insert edge loop table. We're going to go up to some size, like maybe 8. What's 8 like? 8's a bit high. Let's go to 6. 6 feels good. But you know what? An odd number feels better. Let's go with 7. Yeah, we'll go with 7. Now we're going to take each of those lines, shift right click, and I'm going to do a bevel on each one. We're going to go down to fraction and reduce that down to something pretty tiny. So that's 0.1. So 0.05. Enter. Now we've got our splits between the elements. Now we can go into right click face mode and grab each one real quick. So bump and just start nuking each of these. The idea is that we will have separate elements for each of these. Now, we could have done this a number of different ways. We could have created each one and then offset it. I like starting with the overall size of the table and then fitting it to work. You know, it's up to you. 3D modeling, there's 1,000 ways to come up with the same exact solution. It just depends on who you ask and what their experiences have been. Okay, now we've got all that stuff going on. Now, what I will do is grab each of these ones here, and I'm going to extrude them down, and then I'm going to connect them and make everything work together. So somehow I've got this stuff down here connected. I'm hoping I don't have anything selected, so that's good. So shift, hold on. We're missing U. There we are. And we're missing you as well. So anything else? Nope. Shift right click. Let's go to extrude. We're going to go to global mode. I'm going to increase my gizmo size. Go down and V-snap that to the bottom. Great. Hit F8. Go back to object mode. Right click. Go to vertex mode. Shift right click and go to, what is it? We're going to merge verts. Whoops, too low. Let's go to 0.005. Enter. There we are. Now our verts should be merged because they're directly over top of each other. And now we can start adding some detail. Now, if we want to, we can export this out to ZBrush and start painting in some interesting wood stuff, making it kind of wind in and out and back and forth. It's really up to us. I'm not completely sure if I want to do that, if I want to venture down that entire path, but it's something we could do. All right, so anyway, this is the top part of it. Now we need a board that goes on the bottom of it. I'm going to try to build these like I would imagine building an actual tabletop in real life. I'm not going to fake it, I guess is the right way to put it. We're going to make it what it should actually be. So let's do DV up, V snap to the top, V to there. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and open up ZBrush, because I am pretty sure that's what I'm going to be bringing this into. And I got to warn you right now, it's been 6 months since I've messed around in ZBrush, and I actually have not figured out how ZBrush should work within the current pipeline that I am displaying right now. So expect chaos. But anyway, let's make this happen. So this is going to go there. Now I want this to connect to another side. So let's have this, somehow right there is good. Control D, and then let's X this over to the other side, right around there. That's good as well. Save that. I want to grab both of these and shrink them in slightly so they're not right up the elves, what is it? Their feet, their knees. Yeah, we got to give those elves some comfiness, right? So we can grab one of these. We can grab both of them. It's up to us, but we should be able to duplicate this without a real problem. Let's go to, let's see, what do we need? We need a cut there and there, so that's 2. So we'll do that. So cut, and we're going to expand these out a bit. Now we're going to shift right click, bevel these 2, and we are going to reduce them down to something like that, I would think. Now I'm just going to grab both of these and save. We are going to do this a little bit differently. I am going to make this more complicated than it actually needs to be. We're going to introduce 2 more lines right there. I'm going to push these out to the edges like you just saw. And now I'm going to grab these 2 elements, right click, extrude, bring these down now, and I'm going to connect them up with the other side. Now what I can do is nuke these parts if I want to, U and U, go to U and U, shift right click and go to extrude and bring you out to there. And now I can bring you out to the midpoint of the table itself. So I'll just do like that. Now I'll grab the table, save, shift right click, go to edge loop tool, and I didn't like that. So let's go to shift again, click, clickety click, and go back to this and make sure it's 1, not more than 1. And let's just add an edge loop somewhere in this entire thing. I'm going to do it everywhere, actually. Let's just do that everywhere, because I will probably end up needing to do this anyway, because when I bring stuff into ZBrush, in order to make it look good, I need to break it up. I'm going to delete this face and that face. Great. Right click, verts, grab these verts, move them to the center line, which is right there. And now I've got, well, I feel like I've got what I should probably be inverting, but we're going to go with it anyway. This is going to hold together all of these planks. And I almost want to grab this element here and shift it down over here as well. So what I might do is shift right click and multi-cut these 2. And let's go to F8 really quick, shift right click, and let's do a mirror on this. And I want to do that along the, X-axis, it looks like. So there's X, now positive is that way, so let's go to negative and apply. That did not work in the way I wanted it to, so let's see, cut geometry, that's good. Let's just hit positive really quick. That went out in the other direction, so combine with original, let's turn that off. Let's just do the negative again, hit apply, and we can see what's going on. Now we're going to move this out somewhere that makes sense to me, which is probably going to be slightly around there. I'm going to close this. I'm going to ignore everything that just happened. We're going to go into here, shift right click. We're going to go to edge loop, and we're going to introduce another cut there. Let's go to vertex mode, grab all of these, DV that to that center point over here. Now I've got what I want right there. I missed a point over there, so why don't we grab that and move it over there. Now we can combine these two elements together. The floor is getting in my way. Now it's gone. And we grab both and we're going to combine, right click, vertex mode, grab these, shift right click and merge verts. Come on, merge verts. Save, F8. Great. So now we've got something that looks like an underside, I would say. Now I'm going to right click, face mode, grab all of you, delete you. And now we're going to duplicate this off to the other side as well. Shift right click and go to mirror. And now we need to do this on the other side. I'm going to hit apply, and that obviously did not work. And that has to do with the fact that I'm using object instead of bounding box. So we're going to do bounding box this time. And now I have a perfect mirror image off to the other side. So that's great. And perfect. So now we can click on both of these, combine them into the same object, right click, vertex, go down the center, shift right click, and go to vertices, merge verts. And yeah, sure. That looks great to me. Save again, and we're done. All right, so things are starting to come together a bit. Now, I'm assuming, I still don't know if I'm going to bring this into ZBrush or not. I would like to be able to kind of grab all of these and kind of move them left and right, but I worry about, I don't know, I just worry that I'm not going to be able to do it properly. So that's something I got to think about here. But anyway, we need to deal with the legs. So let's at least create that part. And if I'm going to bring it into ZBrush, I'm going to bring it into ZBrush. And that's something I'll deal with myself. So shift right click. Let's go to insert edge loop and make another one here, there, and there. Whoops, there. These are going to end up as the legs for this entire assembly. I am thinking how I want to do this. And the way I'm going to do this is, once again, kind of probably not smart. So duplicate the faces, and we're going to just leave them where they are, I think. So there's that. I'm going to hide the top. I'm going to hide the bottom. There's these are the faces. Save them. I'm going to group them together. Display, show all again. I'm going to get rid of the floor because that's where I'm working. And we are going to do something probably dumb. I want to work with, let's grab you, unselect, let's grab you, unselect everything else. Now I have these faces and not you. F8 for face, shift right click, extrude mode. And what I'm kind of doing is building this in a sense of, I am, by the way, not a carpenter, not someone who knows how to build anything. But if I was to make a modular station where components needed to fit together, this is a way to do it. Probably not the most efficient one or the best one, but shift right click, extrude, and bring this over as well. Now we're going to grab the insides of each one and we're going to pull them up. The idea is that the entire top of this thing could technically be removed if necessary. So let's go to X-ray mode so I can see through things. So X-ray is right there, and we're going to grab you, 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 and you. Great. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. Shading, X-ray. Sorry, it took me a second to remember what I was doing. Shift right click. Wait, how come I'm grabbing the bottoms of that one? So I grabbed the wrong thing on you, didn't I? Yep. So you and you. Now we are going to shift right click and I do an extrusion, and I'm going to just bring them up slightly. Great. Once again, probably too much detail for what I'm dealing with right now, but I'd rather have too much and get rid of it later on than not have enough and have to figure out how to fit it in the geometry. So we're going to add more stuff here, 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 and here. And that's where things are going to get kind of interesting. So now we get our legs. I'm going to grab each one of these. They're going to be legs that go down. So these are going to go to the floor somewhere. I'm going to X them down to the floor for the moment. They are not going to go all the way to the floor, though. I think that's a bad idea. In addition, if these are elves, the entire thing should probably be brought down a little bit from what I think it should be. So why don't we X these up to like there maybe? And it's a much more broad surface. So grab both of these, W, unselect that, W, D, and V to there, and X to the floor. Not what I wanted. And I need you to, W, not you. Did something get combined with the red? Oh, it got combined somehow. Let us break it apart. So there we go. All right, so did that separate things? Yes, it did. All right, so you, and you, all of you, come along for the ride, and we're going to merge you together, right-click, verts, and in a perfect world, put you at the bottom. There we are. So that's our elf table where things are going to get created. And, you know, we should probably do a lot more with this, and maybe we will. So let's go to Insert Edge Loop Tool, and let's get a little crazy. Let's start adding edge loops to each of these because I'm going to need them inside of ZBrush. And let's do the same thing along these lines. So let's do, I don't know, let's keep it at 4, I guess. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and 4. There we go. Nope, not you, just you. And let's keep doing it. There we are. Almost, nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Yes. And yes, and I don't know where I'm clicking. I just know how Maya's going to respond in the expected look of the thing. So if it screws up, I know to undo. Okay, so now we got the underside of this entire object that we have to deal with. Let's do the same activity again, which is Shift right click and Insert Edge Loop Tool. We're going to go down to 1, I think, and just insert a few into here, because those are pretty broad segments right there and right there. All right, now this needs to be cut up, definitely. There we are. And now we have a well cut up object, I'd say. We should probably do the UVs inside of here because ZBrush has a heck of a way of doing that kind of stuff. I'm going to just move this out of the room while we deal with it. Whoa, F8, move it on out, Control S, save it, frame it on up. And it's not perfect, but it's got some pretty good breaks in it. These are still rectangles, so we're going to have subdivisions not in exactly the right way, but it should be fine for what we're dealing with. And it looks like a table. It looks like something that would be made. I don't think we're going to have any problems. So let's go to UVs, UV editor. There we are. Let's attach that to that window, scale this whole thing down a little bit, move this to there, I'd say, and then zoom up. And now we can start breaking stuff apart. So right-click face mode, and let's see. Let's start with the top, right? Why not the top? Let's come at this from the side view. Hide the camera. Right-click face. I'm going to go for all of this. Right-click and grow. Now we're going to keep growing that selection to get all of it. Now we're going to go to UVs, planar. I'm going to come at it from the top. So that's the y-axis. I'm going to move that out of the way for the moment. And we also need to come at this from here, here, and here. I'm also going to probably come at this from the top as well. So we can do the same thing again, planar, and move them over somewhere there. And then finally, we've got these objects. So I'm going to grab all of you, shift right click, or control right click, grow, grow. And let's see how much I can grow that out. Pretty much all the way. Let's do from the Z-axis. Apply. And that should cover... Now, hold on a second. That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right at all. That was supposed to be the Z-axis. So what happened? Try from the X. Y. Oh, best plane is turned on. That's why. Okay. Doesn't matter, Z-axis, there we are. Okay, so let's move that somewhere over here. And what's left? So we got this table right here, and let's come at that from the Y-axis, I think. Now, I don't know why it's quite like that. I'm going to change this again, so I'm going to do this and grow. Not what I wanted to do. Let's try that again. Right-click, grow, grow. And it looks like that's part of the same thing. Come down on the y-axis. Now I have all of them together, so I don't need to worry about it. And I should be good. Save. And let's start this off. So edit, delete by type, history, and begin unwrapping. All right, so the top, which are these UV shells right here, I'm going to cut somewhere. And I'm thinking about just cutting each edge open. So I grab each one first. So we go through all of these at the same place. And then I'm going to grab the left and the right, or the top and the left of each one. And I'm going to flip the whole thing and do the same for the other side. Now we turn around. Since that's the side that's selected, that's one we're breaking open. So we're going to do it here, here, and here. And I believe this should make it so I can completely unfold this whole thing as one solid object, or each one as one solid object. So let's go to Shift right click and cut. Now we'll go to UV shell on all of these, Shift right click and unfold, unfold. And now we get all these little bits here. Doesn't look like everything's perfect. What is this, by the way? That's the underside? So I screwed up. Okay, so Shift right click and grow. Shift right click and go to what faces? To faces, contained faces, and then Shift right click and grow. Okay, now we've got what I want. Now we're going to do UVs, planar, y-axis, close, move them over here, and now I can do what I wanted to do, which is actually I'm going to do this on the inside so that I don't see them on the outside. So each one's going to alternate. Oh wait, that doesn't make sense. I want to end up cutting that whole thing off, aren't I? So you're there, you. The only one that's not there is the last one, which is going to go in the opposite direction. Okay, there we are. Oh, and I need to break this up, don't I? Okay. All right, so now we're going to flip around to the other side and hopefully take care of things properly. So you, and then that. All right, Shift right click and cut, right click, shells, and Shift right click, unfold, unfold. And now I've got all of our bits unfolded. Shift right click, orient. So I got these in the right kind of order here. Now we need to space these out a bit so I can see what's going on, because obviously I missed something when I did that, because you can see the kind of bit of problem at the top there. Yeah, right there. I need to select all of these so I can make them free. Cut, grab, UV shells, Shift right click. Let's go to unfold, and bam! That is nice. That is what you want to see when you do a UV map. Something like that. Put perfectly lined up and straight, especially with an object like this. All right, so moving on, let's get the rest of the stuff done. We've got the legs right here, and that's actually 4 elements. So why don't we go ahead, grab 2 of them at least, and displace them like that. Now, how I want to do this is probably cut the leg out on the inside. So something like this and that. Do the same for these sides. And then also cut out from there. Shift right click, let's do a cut. Great. And that's going to go up the side of the leg and swing out right there, all the way up to here. And then we deal with this piece of the puzzle. And that might be better off as just a separate object in and of itself. So I'm going to do a UV shell on that. So face mode, grab all of you, Shift right click and create UV shell, move that up and Shift right click, unfold, unfold, and you can see the nice geometry we get there. Nothing weird, just some legs of a chair. And that's exactly what we should expect. Move them over there, and this one somewhere up there. Now we got the tops. So the tops need to be broken down. The tops are going to get broken down in a similar way. We are going to do that one on the inside, this one on the inside. And I want to put these seams on the inside just in case I screw it up or Substance Painter screws it up. Now that that seam's there, we can start considering how we're going to cut this up. So I think I'm going to do all around the inside and then let it unflap or unfold on the outside or on the outside of this area. The idea being that you won't see as much the seam, if at all. All right, we got it. Shift right click and do a cut. Let's unfold this and see what happens. And usually when I see something like this, it means I screwed something up. So let's think about this and what could have happened. I'm guessing it's the top right up there that probably messed up everything we're dealing with at the moment. And sometimes it's better for us to shift right click and do an orient here and get them all in the same position and attack it from the UV space as opposed to the real world space. So shift right click and orient. That's great. Now let's just put these together, right? So why don't we do some groupings here? So you there, you there, you there, you there. Now I know what I'm attacking. Now it's this part down at the bottom that's causing the problem. And if I hit F, what am I actually focusing on? Sir, is that a separate object? I thought I extruded this. Did I not? Is that literally in the center? So if I go to X-ray mode, really? That's how I did this? Oh, wow. Okay, I forgot things within the span of like a couple seconds, apparently. It's probably better for me then to go through all of these and nuke that center region. So just kind of grab, 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 and grab, and then kill it, and then break it out from there would be my immediate thought. So let's go ahead and hit delete on all of them. And I'm interested in just seeing what happens when I unfold this with that center kind of different. Nothing, because the center does nothing to the unfolding process. So, you know, it makes perfect sense. Anyway, what I want to do is maybe, so this goes there and this goes up, but that's on the outside of the table. So that goes up, this one right here. So that comes up, and where does this go? Goes around over there. But what if we did something like this, where we made a cut into there and a cut into there and then another cut into there? Why can't I cross the divide here? What is this? What are you? You go down and in. You go down and in. Fruck. Okay, edit, delete all by type. Let's think about this for a second. Let's get rid of this X-ray. Let's get rid of things that we don't think we need. So on the inside of this, there's no chance of you seeing any of this stuff going on. Right click face mode. So you, and you, and you, and you. You all get to go goodbye. And same thing with you and you. Now that you're gone, we can come over and do the exact same thing for all of the rest of them. And this is going to make it so we have fewer UVs and fewer problems with distortions and so forth. Especially right here. There's no reason this needs to be here. We're not going to allow the player to pick up the entire table piece by piece. It's one solid object, so get rid of all of this nonsense. Make sure we're good, delete. Okay, now all we have to do is make a cut somewhere from the UV space. And what do I mean by that? Well, here it is right here. We just need some kind of a cut to swing this whole thing open and make it work for whatever we want to do. And the question now becomes, where do we want that cut? So I just randomly grabbed a segment, and the cut on this one is on the inside in the upper area. And you know what? That might be a good idea. So I'm going to swing around and try grabbing that on everyone. Now, potentially, when this swing happens, I'm going to waste some UV space. We're going to just go with it. Shift right click and cut. Right click UV shell, shift right click and unfold, unfold. And there we go. That's the unfold. So we can kind of see some problems right here. This part's getting stretched out. So let's go to view and distortions. And I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, like right along these edges here. If I guarantee you, if I did this and did a cut and then just unfolded this one, yeah, look at that. So we're going to, and then the same thing can be said for the arm. So let's do a unfold, let's do a cut and an unfold. And then grab the whole thing. Look at that, perfect. So let's go through all of these now and make those changes. So right click edge mode, U. If you don't understand what I'm doing, don't worry about it. This is literally something that actually takes time to understand when you're dealing with UVs. And even I'm not 100% there with everything I see. Shift right click, go to cut. It's just about understanding how things are going to fall apart, or when you're stretching something, how it's going to kind of unfold. And what I like to do is to get them as flat as possible. Unfold, let's do, no, we want to do orient. I don't know why I clicked that. So let's try this again. Let's grab U2 and do this, and U2 and do that. And try that again. Shift right click and orient is first. There we are. Save. Okay, so technically, I think, is that it? If I grab everything here, does that correspond to everything out here? It does. Wow. Okay, so now we have our UVs set up. So frame on up, whatever. Grab them all as usual. So object mode, all of you. And shells, shift right click, layout, UV layouts. I don't mind things so long as they're at 90-degree intervals, I think, I hope. Padding iterations, that's fine. Yes, that's fine. Translate, we can do rotate. It doesn't matter. 90 degrees is fine. I'm going to do 6 and 6. Layout UVs. And now we can get an idea of what's going on here. I mean, look at it. We only have half of this space compacted. And that gives you a sense of how poorly... is this overlapping? This is overlapping? Seriously? Hold on. F8, are you all one component? What has happened? What? Shift right click. What happened here? Grab all of you, shift right click, unfold layout. Layout. Non-overlapping, please. So we're getting problems. And because of that, what I'm immediately afraid of is I think we need to divide stuff up. I don't think there is enough room for what we're dealing with. So I'm going to grab the center points of all of these, because these are the longest elements I'm actually dealing with. Shift right click and do a cut on them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm interested in seeing what happens now that I've done that. So bring this over and hit apply. Well, that's more interesting, although I still have overlapping for some reason. Let's ignore that for just a second and kind of figure out what's going on here. So we got that big block at the bottom. That needs to be broken up. I'm going to break that up into 2 sections right there. Shift right click and cut. And what else do we need? That's that big thing. And that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's break you in half as well. Cut. grab all of you and go to layout, layout UVW. All right, so a bit of a different layout, but you'll notice we're still overlapping, and I'm not quite sure why. Let's look at the settings, because I know when something doesn't work, it's because you screwed it up. That's my motto for the most part. So let's see, we're dealing with shell distribution. Full square, uniform. Let's try to fix non-uniform geometry, although that would have already been fixed when I did all of the flattening and so forth. It wouldn't be a problem right now. Yeah, see, it's still there. Although, why is this big one still here? I thought I cut you up. Did I screw you over? Did I not do this properly? If I grab that, what is it in this world? B-A-L-L-Z. You need to be handled, and you are screwing everything up for me, aren't you? Okay, so let's cut you up properly. How do I want to do this? So, there's obviously this entire panel right here, so we can grow this selection. Grow and start unselecting things as we grow out, and that way we can make sure we only select the parts that we care about. That does seem to work, as far as I'm concerned. No, screw that. Let's do something different, actually. Let's try X-ray mode. Shading X-ray. And what we're going to do instead is use the new modeling tools that resemble the things you can do inside of 3D Studio Max. So, what do we no. Angle constraints. Let's do 5 degrees. Since everything's at 90-degree angles anyway, we're going to be fine with this. So I can do you, I can do you, and not you, you're not good. You and the top portion. I just need to see the, let's get rid of the distortion stuff. So view, UV distortion off, and where is a face? There we go. Okay, so now we have that element. Let's planar that separately from everyone else. And I'm going to do the same thing for each one of these separate bits here. Now, I don't know why did it only select? There we go. That's what I wanted. So there's the top. Here's the side. Here's another side. That's a side. There you are. And why are you split up? Oh, because that main part going through it is right. Yeah, makes more sense. All right. Now we can do a planar from the top, apply, that should be good to go. And let's go to the final area right here and grab you. On the inside, we need all of you and the top bit, which is you. And we will do a planar again. So this is what we're dealing with right here. So right-click, shell mode. You're a big shell. You're a big shell, I hope. And you are a big shell. Let's take all of them and move them off to the side. Separate them on out. There we go. And cut them up. So we need a big cut. And once again, I'm thinking on the inside of stuff. So let's go to shading, turn off that X-ray, and go along the inside of this whole thing. Right, that's not what I want. Do I still have the model stuff on? Yes, I do. Off, turn that off. Okay, there we go, there we go. There. Coming around to there and there. That should open things up for that one. Let's do a cut on you, UV shell, and unfold to see if that worked. Yes, it did. So move that off to the side. Come on over and do the rest. Well, let's do this one first because I know it's going to work. So that one, you, and you. Shift right click and cut. Right click UV shell. Shift right click and layout. Unfold, unfold. See, I missed something because of this nastiness going on right here. So it's open up. And I'm guessing there's something right along here that's not letting it open. Not you, though. That's definitely not you. Who is it? Who's stopping this from knowing its dreams? If I were to grab the whole thing. Ah, look at that. I actually did not properly prepare this. So UV, planar, apply. Now we can bring it on out and cut it on up. Right click. And you need to get cut up. So you, and you. Shift right click, cut, and unfold. Ew. We need to open it up. You, and you. You, and you. Shift right click. And come over here. Shift right click and cut. Blam, blam, unfold, unfold. And that's better. It doesn't look exactly the same because I'm missing something here. That goes in, out. And we got 3 going there, and there's got to be a cut somewhere, someplace that I'm missing. Let's try to figure this out. I'm actually kind of interested in knowing why they didn't come out the same. So, God, it's almost like these edges need to be opened up. Same thing with these ones. If you were to ask me unofficially, just on gut instinct, like if I grab these now, I'd be, yeah, see, look at that. I'd assume it would be perfect. I don't know why. Let's just go with it. Shift right click, align, and I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to fight it tonight. It's a long week. Not interested in fighting. Right click and UVs shell, grab you. Do I have tops to these? I'm sure I do, don't I? So I have wasted verts, probably. Wasted faces, I should say. What if we did this? So we go to shading X-ray and face mode. And then I start looking at all the crap that I've got here. Like you. Actually, let's do it like this. Like all of you. Now we come at it from a side, like, I don't know, this side maybe, and then undo all that. Like, I'm sorry, you're not crap. Now who do we have? Just the top, nuke that, get rid of it. And I almost feel the same about these side angles. If they've got the same thing going on, that should happen as well. So UV shell, grab the whole thing. Yeah, it looks like they do. So come on over here. Frame on up. Face. Grab that nonsense. Make sure over here that I don't have anything else selected. And I do. See all that nonsense over there? Yeah. You don't want that to happen. Cut that out. Go back over here, grab all this, come here, unselect all that, and delete. Cut that out. Now you'll notice that we got some pretty big open spaces going on here. I mean, look at it. I wonder, if we grab these and unfold, what happens now? Yay, it's non-manifold geometry, and they're all separate elements. Yay, hippie hooray. All right, you're all separate, so you can go somewhere else. You're not part of the gang anymore. I want to grab all of you. Turn off X-ray. Just make sure I didn't screw anything up horribly. I'm not seeing anything bad, which is good. Now I can grab that centerpiece, bring it on over, and start getting an idea of what I'm about to do. So this has got to get opened up. So we're going to go to edges, and we're going to open up all of these edges on their corners. So cut, shift right click, yes, you, unfold, unfold, and it becomes that. And orient the wrong way. Of course, you know, you pick the hard way to go. And shift right click, faces, what are you? So you're all of this underside crap, aren't you? Do you have something going on at the top side, or are you good? And then you've got this junk. What is that? Those are those side bits. So actually, you need help. So you... I'm guessing all of you... No, not you, all of you. Who got screwed up? God, how bad did I F this up? You're messed up, and you're messed up. All right. Gotta go. I gotta fix those two now, don't I? So you, and you. There we are. That's all of one of these. And let's keep going. This is kind of what happens when you start screwing with the model as you start doing stuff. Everything kind of falls apart, and you kind of just gotta go with it. So we'll go with UV, planar, Y again, because it just makes sense to do it in the Y direction. Now we've got these two elements that we're working with. Now we're going to cut them up so that they work properly, and we're going to cut them up by just going at the corners, I think. All right, those are the corners, so shift right click, cut, UV shells, unfold, unfold both. Now they're perfect in every way possible. Let's do an orient on them. And of course, for some reason, it decided opposites. I guess it's got to have something to do with like counterclockwise or clockwise orientations or some BS like that. So now we have these objects. We can grab both of them. We can fuse them in. Let's once again do a planar down, move them out of the way so they're not damaging anything. And cut them up. So what do we need to do? We need to cut there. Oops. We need you and you to be cut. And we need, what? The ends as well. And you and you. So we'll start with those cuts for now. Shift right click, cut. And let's see what happens. So shift right click, unfold, unfold each. And we can see some horrifying geometry going on here. And I think it has something to do with this intersection portion right here. So if we go to shading, X-ray, and start taking a look at what's going on, I'm going to unselect anything. So there's that bit. Do you have... It does have faces, doesn't it? Inside of that. Or are those the faces? You know, it's not going to mess with us, so why don't we grab the whole table and get rid of the different objects? I'm going to start getting rid of things that I know I'm done with and just focus. Wait, there we go. Get rid of all these. Now we're dealing with these two elements here. Now this should be cut off, right? So see how there's also even a cut right there for no reason. No, there is a reason, isn't there? So what are these two giving me here? Let's try that again. Apply. That's from the top down. So I need to do this. That's what I made the mistake on. I need to make sure the cut is on the top, as well as the other areas. So let's go ahead and do a cut right there. So now they're cut up along those areas. And now we can push that cut down to the sides so that it works out when we flatten things. All right, so shift right click and cut. UVs, unfold, unfold. And I'm going to just kind of assume that did something magical. There's the top bits, I'm sure, because it's broken. Once again, orientation, you surprised me. All right, now we've got it all good to go, I think. So save, display, show all. F8, twice, save, grab the whole damn thing, go to X-ray mode, or turn it off, I should say. Grab it, grab everything that we have, all the UV shells, and we are going to lay these out. Apply. All right, let's zoom in now and see if anything is actually overlapping. And I think we have somehow managed to attain a perfect UV map for this. Wonderful. Okay, this video is getting long. We're going to jump into ZBrush after this and make this a little bit more organic. See you then. So long, everyone. Goodbye.